Alright, y'all, so let's get a little bit more detailed with Power Book 2, Season 3, Ghost, the season opener. So, we see that Davis then sold that ring Tariq gave it to like a curator of some sort. And it goes up on an auction block. We see this really pretty black woman come up into the auction with a short hairdo, and she just sits there and watch. She doesn't bid or anything. So the ring comes up, and it's a white man. He pays for the ring. He bids. It was a couple million. And next thing you know, we see that same man in like a park. It's dark with his lady, and he proposes to her with that ring. Next thing you know, here comes that same black lady that was at the auction. She comes up and she asks him to give her her ring back. She didn't say it nasty or anything, but it's still, who are you? I just paid a couple millions for this ring at an auction. Who are you to come up to me and say, give me my ring back? And I just bought this at an auction, you know? So I know where he got his audacity, because I would have had the same audacity. So she goes on to explain that that's her ring, and she wants her fucking ring back. And he gets smart again. Next thing you know, he gets roughed up by her two henchmen. It's another African one. Was both of them African and one white? Or was it one white, one African? They was Africans from the UK. You can hear it in their accents. Next thing you know, the fiance, the lady that just got proposed to, she gets to screaming. And they pulled her hand up, and you see that ring. And I don't know who pulled out the machete, but they chopped that lady's hand off at the wrist to get that ring back. She takes the ring off the hand and drops it. Then it's all over the news. 2 people murdered in the park. I don't know what park it was. We see Davis and Tariq come in the door to Monet's house over there at the Tejadas. Monet is out of her mind. She gone over the death of Zeke. Tariq and Davis go in, and Davis informs Monet that when Dante died, Zeke was his only living child, so that penthouse went to Zeke. But the rest of his money and the assets, the bank accounts and all that kind of stuff is tied up in the courts because it's part of the evidence. And all these different cases that they got going on or whatever, the cases that they were building. But the penthouse, he bought that free and clear or whatever. So for whatever reason, that's not tied up in the drug case. So she tell Drew and Kane they can have the penthouse. They can go live over there until she sell it. They like, all right, bet. So they leave. They head to the penthouse. Monet and Lorenzo exchanged some words. He told her she ain't gonna be talking to him like that. She said she gonna talk to him however the fuck she want. And she definitely gonna drag on him and walk on him when she find out it's him who killed Zeke, thinking he was killing Dante. Then we see Lorenzo tell Diana that he did what he had to do, and he know he gonna have to work hard for it. Like, where are you getting money, son? Because Monet was like, I wanted to leave this life. I didn't want to be in the game no more, and you wanted to stay in it or whatever. Now Zeke gone. So Lorenzo still thinking he running shit or whatever. So Kane had to tell him something and was like, Poppy, relax. I got this. Like sit down. Like, you not running. I don't know what you think you running, son, but you ain't running nothing. So then he tells Diana that he made it happen. She going to Stansfield. She happy. We see her moving in. She moving into the same damn dorm room that Braden and Tariq used to stay in. When she arrives, Braden's, I don't recall her name. His sister is already there. As I said in my little quickie, this is not the same young lady who played his sister in the past, because the sister in the past had blonde hair. This person has dark hair, and they look different in the face. The mother is real nasty. When they arrived, Tariq was still there packing up to leave the room. And the mother was being real nasty towards Tariq, looking her nose down on him and stuff like that, telling him that he need to hurry up and get out. It was Tariq and Effie in there packing stuff up. So they gone. So, like I said, Diana moves in. Braden's sister is already there. And she kind of like trying to let Diana know that she know about her and her family. And Diana let her know, okay, and I know about you and your brother and your family and what y'all be doing too. Like, you're not holding nothing over me or whatever, right? So we see that Effie is also going to Stansfield now. She's been transferred to Stansfield. But she lets Tariq know she wants her own identity on campus. She don't want to be known as Tariq's girl or whatever. So he like, all right, cool. He didn't understand it at first, but now he starts to understand it. Then we see Tariq meet up with Bash. Bash pull up on Tariq. I don't know what happened, but Stern divorced Bash and didn't leave him anything in a divorce. He got fucked. So since he got effed in a divorce, he telling Tariq, you mentioned my name in them court proceedings. Braden said my name, and you had me tied in on this illegal business that y'all have or whatever. And my name mud, basically. My rep is ruined. So you gonna keep paying me so I won't come out and tell the truth that you the one who created Course Correct and not Braden. So Tariq like, I don't have no money. Do you see me? I'm broke. He's saying that, and then somebody made a post on in a Facebook group for this show. The turtleneck that he was wearing when he said he broke, that turtleneck sells for $2,000. The jacket he had on, that jacket sells for $3,000, but you could get it on sale for $1,800. But he broke. I said he the cleanest broke motherfucker I ever seen in my life. But Tariq goes he listened to whatever Bash had to say or whatever. He gone again. We see Braden got expelled from school. So his father took him and was like, we're going to try to work on your image. So you're going to come and work and learn things about how we do our business and make it look good so we can write and do what we got to do and pay the amount of money we need to pay to get your ass back in school. That's what is basically going on. So Braden and Trace following behind the father. Trace still like throwing slurs and being ignorant to Braden or whatever. Trace is the epitome of entitled. That's just it. He is the epitome of entitled. Braden's dad, he puts Braden off on his younger brother, Lucas. So Braden goes in the office with Lucas. Lucas talks to him, told him he think that the course correct thing was a great idea, but he just going to show Braden how he can make 10 times more money than that, and it'll be legal. So Braden like, I didn't do it for that. I did it because I finally found something I was good at. And I liked the rush I got from doing something I was good at and making the money or whatever. So it really wasn't about that I made a lot of money. It was like, I finally found something that I'm good at. That's what his thing was. So he think he good at, right? So then the uncle calls in some young lady. She looked biracial to me, named Kiki. Kiki gonna show him the ropes, show him around. Kiki takes him to a conference room where Trace is with 2 other guys, an Asian guy and another white guy. The Asian guy looked like he was biracial, like he was Asian and white. All 3 entitled, they snorting coke off the table. They offer Braden some. Braden said, no, I don't do that. They know not to offer it to the Kiki girl because she ain't with it. So she like, Braden, go get the numbers I told you, the report I told you to run or whatever. So he leaves to go get that after they have some words. Because the biracial guy said something slick to Braden about the trial in the case. And at that point, Trace had to step in and was like, yo, like, you gotta relax. Like, he put him in his place or whatever. And Braden was like, I don't need you to do that, basically. So then we see Drew laying on Everett's chest as they coming up on the elevator to the penthouse. The penthouse doors open, the elevator doors open, and Kane got a whole party going on, which I think is dumb, but Kane think is smart, because he trying to woo a new connect. He trying to get a new connect or whatever. And Everett was like, I thought we was going to christen the place. We was going to have time to be alone and christen this place together. He said, I know. Hold on. Hold up a second. So, of course, Drew go and find Kane, have some words. Kane let him know, like, nigga, I know what I'm doing. We got to woo and get a new connect, and we got one of the best ones in here. And who is it? But I can't remember what his name is in the show, but his real name is Sean Nelson. And he's an actor, most famously known for playing in the movie Fresh. He was the little boy in Fresh. And he looked just like his old self in Fresh because he had his hair cut low just like he used to have it in the movie Fresh. He also played in this movie called The Corner about this boy named DeAndre in Baltimore whose mother, Fran, was on, what's his mama name, Fran, in there? I think her name was Fran. And Candy Alexander played her. And T.C. Carson played his father. I forgot what the father name was. But it was set in Baltimore, and it was something that came out before The Wire even came out. But it was raw and gritty, and it was just about, he wrote a book about his life growing up with a mother that was on drugs, struggling addict, and trying to grow up. And the sad thing is, that person, DeAndre, what's his name, DeAndre Barnes? I can't think of what his name is right now, but I know the first name is DeAndre. But Sean played him, and the real life DeAndre, he went on to have like a small part in The Wire. He played like a driver for somebody in The Wire. But he ended up passing away some years back in real life. Like, so he passed away too, because he ended up getting hooked on drugs himself and struggling with drug addiction too. But Sean Nelson, yeah. So he plays the new connect that Kane trying to woo, and he told Kane, like, listen, I'm not giving you no cash up front, and once you sell the stuff, I'm taking a 60% cut. Kane said, what you think, I'm dumb? Nobody would agree to that kind of a deal. And that's the last we hear that conversation. Then they showed the after effects. They cleaning up. So it's Kane, Braden, and Tariq cleaning up the penthouse. And the lights go out. And who appears but the lady, the African lady, and her two henchmen, and somebody else with a bag on their head. They push the person down to their knees, takes the bag off, asked Kane and them, told Kane and them get on their knees, and asked them what they doing in her fiance's penthouse. And so they hurry up and scramble. I mean, first Kane gets smart to like show her ain't no fear in me, but we all know he was a little bit shook. And then they go on to explain that they was working for, Tariq was like, we was working for Mecca. And the lady was like, Mecca was my best lieutenant. She claimed that he was her fiance, and he was her lieutenant. And he was a great piece in her puzzle, because with him being a federal informant, he would snitch on all her competition and keep her at the top of the food chain in the game. And she's never going to find nobody else like that. And Tariq like, we could move your drugs and this and that and so forth. So the lady that they pushed down and took the head off her head, they questioned her. And she was like, I didn't know. I swear to you, I didn't know. And she said, I'm sorry, Noma. And when she said that lady name, because the lady didn't want her name to be known, that's when they shot her in the back of the head. And I didn't even realize they had put some plastic top down in front of the lady. So they had plans on killing her either way, or whatever. It was no way she was coming out alive. So Tariq and them shook, and she told them that they're going to take over Mecca's part in her organization, and they got a lot of drugs to move. She takes them to a warehouse, and it looked like the same warehouse that Tommy and 2-Bit used to meet their peoples at. And that warehouse is full of drugs. I said, they shut course correct down, which was the most easiest way to move product without nobody ever knowing what it was. But how the hell y'all going to move all this weight? Like, y'all need help. Y'all can't do it all by yourselves. Monet ain't trying to hear it. Kane go tell Monet what happened. Monet's still out of it, right? So Tariq ends up, at some point, Tariq tries, go pull up on Tate for his help. Tate is in like a dining hall or whatever with the Dean Wong. They sitting there talking. Tariq pulled up on Dean Wong. And he was just like, I don't have housing. Like, what's going on? I'm not getting no clear answer. And then that's when Dean Wong told him the truth. Like, listen, like, all these rich alumni people, they mad. They don't want you on campus. They don't feel safe with you on campus anymore. And that's when Tate stepped in and was like, wait, hold up. I guess Black Lives Matter until it's really time to take a stand for Black Lives Mattering, right? This young man was proven innocent. Braden confessed that he was the one who came up with it and Tariq had nothing to do with it. So why are the people on campus still scared? And why are you letting them tell you that you got to put this boy off campus? Like, find him a room now. My supporters, my base, they not going to want to hear that. Like, I will make sure you won't have a job. You will lose your job as dean. I will put this school on blast. So, he was like, all right, Tariq, he going to find him some housing or whatever, right? So then we see Tariq go to class. So it's the same classroom that they used to have canonical studies in, but now they doing American Psych. And the teacher, I forgot what her name was. I think her name was Natasha or something like that. But, or was it Keisha or Kiera? It was an Isha or Era or something like that, or Aisha or something. It was a black name. Like, that people would consider hood, ghetto. It was one of them kind of names. But in real life, her name is Keisha Sharp. Is it Keisha Sharp? I think so. And like I said, she used to play on Girlfriends. Her name on Girlfriends was Monica. She was William's wife on Girlfriends. Once the actress Jill Marie Jones, Tony, who played Tony Childs, once she left the show, they wrote Keisha in as the fourth, make up the fourth person in the Girlfriend quartet or whatever. But she was the wife of William on the show. She's played in some other things since then, but that's what I most know her for, is playing on Girlfriends. But she's the new professor. She has an assistant or a TA that sits in the seats with the students. It's a class where only 25, 30 students can be in there. And at this point, we got people sitting there already. So what was her name? Brashandria, played by light-skinned Keisha. She's still in that class. The biracial Asian guy is still in the class. The redhead girl is still in the class. And now we have Diana in the class and also Effie in the class. But Tariq comes in and he sits next to Diana. And I was just like, oh, wow, after you just told Effie she is your girl and you going to give her space to be her own person. So, well, maybe that is why he didn't go sit next to her, because she don't want people to know who she is and she don't want to be tied to Tariq at the school. And I think that's going to prove good for them and what they trying to do as far as move this weight and move this product or whatever, right? So that happens and they talk about what it means with the American psyche and, you know, preconceived perceptions about people and stuff when you don't really know them and judging people before you even know them. So, dang, I didn't mean to make this video this long. I'm at 19 minutes. But, she talks about that and they talk about, you know, people's preconceived notions about them. And she said, you know, for like me, for my name, they would think I'm ghetto, some ghetto hood chick. But really, I'm a lot of times the smartest person in the room. And then that's when the redhead girl went viral. No, not the redhead girl. It was Brady's sister. She said, like, yeah, people, it's the opposite for me. My name is Weston, so people expect me to be super smart, but really, I'm just a bad bitch. I said, oh, God. She gonna get on my nerves, y'all. She gonna get on my nerves this season. So the class goes on. So then class let out. some other things happened. Diana, I know something that they mentioned in class about changing people's perspective of you. You gotta change the narrative. So that's when Diana does something to change the perspective, because they mentioned Zeke and that people judging him and thinking he a killer and a drug dealer, and he was never none of that. Like, Zeke ain't had nothing to do with none of their drug business or anything like that. Zeke just got fucking caught up wrong. The only thing he did was mess with the professor. Kara Dad. Rest in peace to her. I know Monet killed Kara Dad. Kara Dad didn't kill herself. Monet killed her. Monet killed her. But, and Diana never, when they was talking about Zeke, Diana never spoke up and was like, relax. Like, that's my cousin brother that y'all talking about. Because she grew up thinking he was her cousin. In reality, he's her actual older brother. But she never spoke up about it. But she did take heed to the change in the narrative thing. So she went, I guess she went to the dean or whoever she can go to. But next thing you know, we see they doing a ceremony to retire Zeke's jersey. And Tariq decides to speak at this event. And to change the narrative, because it was twofold. He needed to change the narrative about Zeke, and he needed to change the narrative about himself, so that people won't be whispering and all that kind of stuff about him as he trying to make his way on campus. Because the dean did say, I'm going to do you this one favor, but this your last strike. You're not getting another one. And the dean left, and when Tariq looked at Tate to thank him for getting in the dean's behind about the judgment and not giving him a chance and expelling him, he was like, thanks for looking out for me, but I know you don't do nothing for nobody for free. And he was like, yeah, you can move in some rooms, little brother. And yeah, one day I'm going to have to call you to get done what I need to get done. Meanwhile, we see Sax with his girl. They having a conversation or whatever. And they find out that, we find out that Dante's penthouse is still being watched. And we like, but by who and for what? Come to find out, we get a visit from Detective Rodriguez Blanca. I hate that fucking voice. But she comes in and they decide to join forces to bring down the Tejada's name. I think she also mentions the Sax that she has a CI in the Tejada organization. And he just like, okay. So Davis goes to visit his brother. They talk. He like, I'm trying to get you out or whatever. Then he get a phone call from a doctor. He told the doctor to get to the point. The doctor informs him they ran all these tests and everything on his brother that's incarcerated. The good Reggie Noble, otherwise known as Redman the Rapper. He, I beat it. That just crossed my mind. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just thinking about his songs. But, whatever the illness is that he has, the doctor said he only got 6 months to a year left to live. Now, they do have a trial. David's like, we got to find something. Is there a medical trial or something like that? Research trial like he could be in? And so the doctor was like, yeah, but it's going to be hard on the body. But if you can get him out of jail, we can get him in this trial. So, of course, David's on Sack's back, like, hurry up and do what you gotta do to get to get this person out of jail. He can't say my brother. He can't say that. So, next thing you know, we see Tariq meeting up with Bash one more time. Bash is talking shit, talking down on Tariq so bad. You gonna give me this money, you gonna do this, you gonna do that. And while that's going on, meanwhile, we see Braden and Kane outside walking. Braden like, Bash put his name down on the paperwork for Courts Correct. And he trying to blackmail us. And he know about all three. He know about me, you ain't Tariq or whatever. So I need you to take him out. So as they walk into the place, Braden is giving Kane, like, you got to be extra careful because this and that and so forth. And cameras here and there doing this and doing that. Kane said, so I'm going in here by myself. And Braden like, yeah, I'm going to be a block over waiting in the car so we can get away. Kane said, oh, hell no. You going to do this shit yourself. And then that's when Braden was looking shook. He said, "Why you looking so scared? You said you killed Blondie, and she was your homegirl, right? So this person the enemy, so it should be even easier." So that's when we realized that Braden is lying. He did not. Well, we already knew he was lying. He didn't kill Lauren, which Kane refers to as Blondie. Because remember, when he was supposed to be taking Lauren away, Effie pulled up and said, "No, she got it. She gonna take care of it." And this whole time, I kept thinking that Effie admitted to killing Lauren, but she didn't. It was Braden telling Kane he killed Lauren. And also, at some point in the show, Kane's sneaky ass pulls up on Effie and lets her know that him and Tariq back in the game, and she should try to be sneaky and be behind Tariq back, getting in the game herself and helping Kane. Or whatever. I said, look at him. He's still, like, he couldn't. He tried to set Tariq up to take the fall for the murder of Ramirez. That ain't happened. So now he gonna try to break Tariq and Effie up. Like, so they won't be close like that or whatever. Kane hating on Tariq so bad for what I do not know, but he hate Tariq guts. And at some point, the show gonna have to end. Well, not end, but it's gonna be a point where Tariq gonna have to stand up to Kane and like shoot Kane, harm Kane, and like permanently disfigure him, do something. Because, well, you can't do that. Kane ain't gonna stand for that. You're gonna have to kill him. And it's gonna be like how it was for Ghost and Kanan. Kanan, they said it was Tasha's idea to set Kanan up. Because they was moving in a new direction. And he hated Ghost. Remember, he hated and envied Ghost or whatever. Because he sent them to jail. And I'm thinking, probably in their past, when he had Tommy and Ghost under him, he was already hating on Ghost. And at that point, before they even got him locked up or whatever. But anyway, we flip back to the apartment. Bashing and still talking shit to Tariq. He was eating. Tariq picked up his steak knife and stabbed the shit out of him. Gutted him. And I know what it was when he mentioned that you just like your father. And that's one thing that boy can't stand, to be compared to his father. But the crazy thing is, you are. You don't like when that mirror held up to your face. You are just like James. And we see Tariq going through his phone. He looking at pictures at some point of his mother, his sisters, and stuff like that. He don't never look at the father. But he do look at some pictures of his mother and them, and him and Big Mom, and him and his sisters and stuff. He misses his family. And he, you know, regretting some shit he done or whatever, and how it all came back and all that. But anyway, he stabs Bash. And that's when Kane and Braden come through the door and see Bash already dead. Tariq done killed him. So I'm wondering in the next episode how that's going to affect how Kane deal. Well, Kane already know Tariq can be a killer because he killed Professor Jabari at the end of the first season. So he already know Tariq can be a killer. But anyway, so they leave there. And then, making sure I ain't leaving out nothing. I don't think I left out anything. If I did, y'all can get in the comments and let me know. But then we see Sex boo thing. She drive and she pull up to this house. It's guarded outside. It look like a nice little quaint little town or whatever. And it's not like a house that sit by itself. It's some houses nearby or whatever. It look like a lake house kind of, like, sort of. But anyway, she goes and we see somebody looking out the window. But we just see him from the back. Turn around. It's Blondie. It's Lauren. Lauren is not dead. And remember, at some point, Sax boo thing told Sax she got a CI inside the Tejada family. So who's the CI? Now, what I made up in my mind is the last person we saw Lauren with was Effie. Effie did make it seem as though, well, when they called Tariq and told him that Lauren was dead in season 2, he was hurt. He still is hurt because he thinks she dead. But Effie and him had a conversation at the beginning of this episode in that dorm room when she was saying she don't want to be known as his girl, and he can open up and he can talk to her after he was looking at them pictures and having some regrets and things. She kind of implied that it's going to be alright. She know Lauren gone as far as like being deceased. So she's still playing along. So my whole thing is, if you was the last person to be seen with Lauren, how did Lauren end up in this house of the prosecutor? Lauren then turned full-blown CI. And that means to me that that's what the mystery is behind Effie. Effie just appeared and choked, snitched on Tariq then. Then she reappeared in this series. And she was supposedly going to Yale, and now she all of a sudden transfers to Stansfield. Maybe she's a plant. When the prosecutor said that she had a CI in the Tejada family, immediately my first thought was Lorenzo. And then after I watched the episode a second time, I said, but wait. Lauren was last seen with Effie. And now all of a sudden Lauren in this house hidden away by this prosecutor. Effie is the mole. Effie the CI. Because remember, Lorenzo got out because that prosecutor told Sachs that the person who handled Lorenzo's case before used to trump up charges on people, and he got found out and a lot of his cases got overturned. So therefore, Sachs was able to go and investigate and find a way to get him out on a technicality. So we think, right? The mole is Effie. Effie the CI. Because she always makes sure she plant herself right in front of Tariq and prove her loyalty and be doing all this stuff and be real smart about things and stuff. And she kind of stays maybe 2 or 3 steps ahead of Tariq. Tariq think he's smart, but Effie is very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Calculated. Calculated is the word. But yeah, this was your detailed review of Power, Book 2, Season 3, Ghost, Episode 1. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Get in the comments and let me know what y'all thought of this review and things I said. And do y'all agree? Who is the CI? Who is it?